Well, hello there. Good evening, everybody. It's Jamie here, and a very warm welcome to your two travel blog, Jamie, on this our Monday night live. And it's two consecutive Mondays for me at home. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I can't. When was the last time I was at home this much? And should be here next Monday as well. Can you believe it? Although then I won't be here the following Monday, and I'm not sure about the one after, but it's all good. I hope everybody is groovy and well. Welcome. Some of you are new as well. Some of you are brand spanking new to a Monday Night Live. I can see that we've got some new names, so please enjoy the chat facility. I hope all is well. As always, when we start off, I like a little check-in with y'all to make sure you're okay. And we get our numbers going. Oh, David's done a countdown, 3, 2, 1. He couldn't be bothered with 10 down to 1 today. How are you all doing? A 1 being like really poor and you need to check in, all the way up to a 10, meaning you are hoolering with the best of them in Hawaii. How are we doing? We got 7s. See, last week, some of you were on a lower score, and then you said by the end of the live you were higher. Yes, that's right. I'm here for you. I'm bringing it for you. And oh no, we got some higher scores coming now. We've got 8s and 9s and 10s. That's nice to see. Oh, Hadwin's on a 4. What's going on? What is going on? A 4. I don't imagine Hadwin's being a 4. They're normally very, very lively and perky. Hi, Belgium. Nice to have you here in the house. In the flat. Oh, there's a lot of 8s. That's quite good. And whilst you're just posting those, can I, just before coming onto the live, I would look at this. Look. I was just looking at some of my memorabilia from my most recent cruise. Look how many padders I've got. This is the Princess Padder, and it's basically the daily program that gets delivered to your cabin. You can actually access it on the Princess app as well, electronically if you want. But look, I've got all of these. I think I'm going to do a giveaway on Instagram with these. What else could I give away? I'm looking around. Look, what else can I give away? Oh, look at this. Can you see this? This was a little card I got from Capitan. Can you see that? You can see that, can't you? He said, thank you for posting such a great video of Ruby Princess. I don't know what video that was. I was like doing stories on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's a video or not. Then I found this. You're invited. What am I invited to, though? Oh, Capitan cocktail party. Unfortunately, I forgot to go to that one. I think it's because it was really nice weather. Everyone's getting ready for formal night. I went to the terrace pool at the aft because we love an aft pool. Sun was just setting behind me. I had a dirty banana. I thought, oh, strip off, get in that pool. It was lovely. And then I just literally forgot to go to the Capitan's party. And then, now don't take this the wrong way, because actually it might look a bit dodge, but it's not, I promise you. Then I found this from my trip. It's from Jermaine's Luau. And on the back, look what Aloha stands for. Isn't that nice? I think that's lovely. And then on the inside, this is funny. That would be me. I'm sorry about all the funny lights and what have you. That would be me by the beach, by the sunset. That would be me as well. Lady, man. So I'm just like going through all my stuff. And then look at this, it's like a veritable tour of the den. And then I realized I bought me tier 4 and 5 patrons postcards from Hawaii. And what's really interesting here, if I can find it, I've got some postcards here. There it is, of Kilauea, the world's most active volcano, which you might have seen has been very active the last couple of days. It's made the news again. I don't know why. It's really annoying. I was there right in the middle between all the eruptions, and I wanted to see the eruptions. And then I'm not finished yet. Then I realized I got me lei. I didn't say I got laid. This is my lei. Can you see that? There you go. Always wanted one of those. They were throwing that over me when I went to my luau. And then, still not finished, then I found this and I thought, oh my gosh, yes, I spent $1 on me Discover Alcatraz, me map and all, finding my way around Alcatraz and then managing to get off. And then, look what else I realized I brought home with me. Vodkas. Goodness gracious me. It's all going on this desk. I just feel like there's a giveaway in the wings with this one. I do. And Matthew has said I can take a organized AF travel wallet to give away as well. So that's nice, isn't it? I think that's nice. I'm going to do that soon. So it looks like most of you are pretty perky. I think. Oh, hi, San Diego. Oh, I've missed the drama. What's going on? I feel like I've missed everyone's comments. I'm really sorry for that. Issue with planning on our extension. Oh, yeah, I do sympathize with that kind of thing. Actually, that can be a nightmare. Sorry if I've missed anyone's comments. People are hugging people. Helena is getting hugs. Better now, really bad colds. Oh, Mark and Ali colds. Oh my goodness me. Shelley, a fire full of cold. John is away, so Billy, no mates. Oh my goodness me. Well, we're all good friends here, aren't we? So we'll look after each other. I always say what I am, don't I? I think last week I was pretty much an 8 or 9. I would probably put myself at a 5, I think, today. Bit of a bumpy day or two. So I was at school today. I'm at school, my old school, all week and helping with year 10 speaking exams. Bless them. I think, just in case any of them are watching, you never know, they do sometimes. I think they did quite well today, actually. I was quite pleased, and only one person in tears. So that's a bonus. It really is. So I'm doing that every day this week, and then on Friday, after school, rush home, get ready, heading to Reading, exotic Reading, where my mum and sister will be. And they're going to be in the vicinity for the weekend. So we're going to head out on Friday evening in Reading. I know there's nothing to do with cruising, but this is life. This is like real life. I've booked Rosa's Thai, which recently opened in Reading. There's lots of branches in London. Very nice. I went there with the Sail Away boys quite recently. They quite liked it. It was nice. And then they're going to come over to Basingstoke on Saturday. And they're going to spend some time with the babies, the raddies, the adults and the babies. And then we'll be going to my favourite restaurant on Saturday evening. So that'll be nice, won't it? I don't know why, but last night I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and then never really got back to sleep. So I decided to get out of bed around 4 and just do some bits and bobs, sod, nick and knack, brick and brack, like you do, a bit of work and so on. Spent some the early hours with the babies who were fast asleep, but very excited to see me at that time of morning. We found out yesterday morning that one of our adult boys, bless him, has got a tumour. So we know from experience that, and like it's only been a few days and you can see it's getting bigger already very quickly. So bless him, we need to make sure he's very comfy and for as long as possible, and give him lots and lots of hugs and kisses and look after him and spoil him and give him food that ordinarily he wouldn't be able to have and make sure he has a very nice last few weeks, bless him. So I think that's probably why I'm a 5. It's always sad when one of your pets falls ill, isn't it? And you know that there's nothing you can do for them. So that's probably why I'm a 5. I think that would put me at a 0, but because I've been doing nice things and had caught up with some of my old colleagues and friends at school today and some lovely students, and it's always a bit of a mix, isn't it? A bit of an up and a down, up and a down. So there you go. That's me, why I'm a 5. Anyway, enough about that. I've only got one piece of information to share with you today, and I'm going straight straight into our Q and A. What's the A stand for? Oh, that's me answering things, isn't it? Yeah. So I did book another cruise last week. There are a number of you out there who have been asking if I'm going on a Disney cruise out of the UK this summer. The Fantasy will be in town. Captain Wesley Dunlop, who some of you will know as the previous P&O Iona's captain, is going to be captaining. Is that a word? I think so. Disney Fantasy. Now then, I'm like desperate to go on one of the cruises that Wesley will be on. I'm just very excited to hear him as a captain on a completely different cruise line, and I think he'll be perfect for Disney Cruise Line. I think people will love him over there. I really do. But I will say the prices are very, very ka-ching-arama out of Southampton, and I've said this a number of times. So I had a look at other Disney cruises, and I realized that I could spend about £1,000 less and sail out of Miami to the Bahamas on Disney Magic, which is my first Disney ship. I love the Magic. The adults only spaces on board are awesome. And I managed to find a really cheap flight. So that's my next cruise booked. It's April, and this year, is that in a couple of months? I think so. We're nearly in March. Yeah, this April. So I'll be flying out to Miami and heading to Fort Lauderdale by train. There's a little train that takes you all the way up there, which is good. And staying in Fort Lauderdale for a couple of nights, which is interesting because it was only last week on here when someone was asking about Fort Lauderdale and if there's much to do. And my opinion and that of some of the others was not a huge amount to do there. Very nice and chilled, relaxed vibe, beaches, that kind of thing. Nice canal, waterways and so on. But it got me thinking, actually, if I'm going to head over there, I'm going to spend 2 nights. I'm staying at Villa Venezia. Have a look at Villa Venezia, Fort Lauderdale. It looks so cute and quirky. I can't wait to stay there and show you all around. So I thought I'll do a bit of vlogging. I'll do a vlog on Fort Lauderdale. If you're sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, pre or post cruise, could be quite interesting, could be helpful to people. But the most interesting thing for me is that I can do that journey, fly over there and sail to the Bahamas and back on Disney for less than just sailing out of the UK for 3 nights from the UK to Bruges and back. Now, doesn't that just say something about cruising? And, I've actually noticed the same sometimes with Princess cruises to sail out of the US and Australia seems to be better value than out of the UK. That's for sure. So sometimes people have said, oh, yeah, you've got to get flights, though. And, then it's a lot more expensive. But not the case. You might be aware when I flew to San Francisco and back, my ticket was £460. And I'm talking about cruises like on Disney that are an extra £1,000. So there are deals to be had if you can be flexible and you don't mind travel or flying. I know some of you aren't so keen on that. I know that. Anyway, so that's the most recent news. So, last week I revealed that I booked a cruise with Princess around parts of Australia, and I'm doing Alaska next year as well. And the next cruise, by the way, is still not for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be flying over to Miami again, and this time it'll be my first ever cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line. Plus, I'm spending time in Miami, and a couple of my gorgeous Tier 5 patrons are going to be flying down, and we'll spend some time together there as well. So that's awesome. So look, before that's it from me, I'm going to hand over to you guys shortly for your Q&A. I would mucho apreciado some thumbs up. We're only on 54. That's kind of normal for 15 minutes in, isn't it? I think so. A thumbs up is always much appreciated. Okay, let's have a look. Simon's talking about the Bright Line train, but that's not the train I'm thinking of, Simon, from Miami Airport to Fort Lauderdale. There was a different one. Maybe I need to be looking at Bright Line. It was called the Try Something. Yes, Fort Lauderdale, I think, is a very nice place. I'm just not sure there's a huge amount to do there. Someone last week was talking about being there for a few days, and I was saying that's great if you want to really chill out and relax. So I will. I've done a bit of research, so I've got some ideas as to what I can do and show in the vlog. So I'm sure it will be fabulous. Right, I'm starting from where Simon and Terry were talking. Yes, Lost Ashore says cruising always cheaper in the States. Somewhat offensive unless we are charging more tax. Hadwins found a deal for 2 adults, 2 children on Disney, cheaper to fly to Miami and sail in October half-time rather than going from Dover to Portland. Yeah, and no offense to Portland, but I'd rather sail to the Bahamas than Portland, UK. It's just my opinion, okay? Nothing against Portland. Right, and there you go. See, the Hadwins, family of 4, cheaper to fly to Miami and do a Bahamas Disney cruise than to do a Disney cruise out of the UK. Interesting. Helena doing MSc in September, Celebrity Apex in 2026. Planning. We love a bit of planning, don't we, folks? T says, I'm anxious to hear if Fort Lauderdale is worth it. I've been before, and I think it's a really lovely place. I love all the canals, I have to say, and all the promenades everywhere. I think it's really pretty. Andrew Fiordi-Wardy, did you see Captain Kate has finished up with Celebrity Cruises? She did a great job on her social media and inspired a lot of people to explore cruising as customers. What's she doing next then with her career? Did she say what she's doing next? Ian, do you join loyalty schemes like air miles on the airlines? I have some loyalty schemes going on, and I know it's British Airways I'm flying with shortly, and with my points I was able to reserve some seats and get money off my flights and so on. So yeah, I do that as well. And on my last flight with them, I was able to get a huge discount because of loyalty schemes, etc. We got thumbs up in the chat, but thumbs up, like, where are your thumbs up? To click on the thumbs up, that's where we want them. Mine is there, right there. That's where mine is. And then next to it, it says how many people here. And next to it says the time, how long we've been live. I don't know where your thumbs are. I mean, like on the screen, you know what I mean, don't you? Donna, how was your passport trip last week? Was it plain sailing? Yeah, it was actually. So because of time restrictions, because I needed to apply for my ESTA before I could then book my next US trip, which I've just done, and because I needed to get my Indian visa, I decided to bite the bullet and I went up to London. It's a very simple process to have it done in a day. It really is. You just go online and you choose your date and your time for an appointment. And I was able to get it for literally 2 days after, and there was no hanging around actually. So it was right. It's in the Docklands area. So it was nice. I went via North Greenwich. I took the IFS Cloud, the cable car across the Thames first thing in the morning, and it was lovely blue sky. It was calm. There was nobody around. There was nobody in line. It was just me and my own little cable car. So I made the most out of it. And then into my appointment, and it only takes about 5 minutes really while they sign a few things, and then you can collect your passport within 4 hours, which I did. And in the 4 hours, I went and had some tapas, cheeky little drink. I think it was water. Cheeky little drink. A wander around Docklands. It's very nice there, and it was a beautiful sunny day. So actually, yes, thank you for asking. It went without incident. It really did. And I literally got the passport, came home, and I applied for my visa and my ESTA. ESTA came through within an hour, and visa came through within a day, which is great because it can take up to 5 days. So it was worth it for peace of mind. And then I was on to researching. Right, let's do this. I'm going to get that cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. So it was worth it for peace of mind for me. It really was. Thank you for asking. Anita, since doing full-time travel, how are you doing? Any regrets? Oh no, my darling, no regrets. No. I don't think it's everything some people view it as or perceive it to be, and maybe not quite as glamorous as some people think. It's actually really quite tiring, and I'm certainly not moaning about it. I feel very fortunate I'm doing it, and I love doing it. I love doing it. You know, I love travel. I mean, I love traveling on any mode of transport these days. I really make the most of any mode of transport. I do, and I think it's more tiring than I realized because, like, more recently, for example, having sailed to Hawaii from San Francisco and the 10-hour difference, which lasted for a whole week. And then beyond that, it was 8 hours time difference, actually can take its toll when you come straight home and you're straight into the thick of things. And then if you go away again, and the time zone shift is something that's quite interesting. It really is. And I wasn't jet lagged at all when I got back until a couple of days ago. And then suddenly late afternoon, I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I'm literally wherever I was just nodding off, sat upright, you know. I nearly deleted all the apps from my phone on 3 occasions. You know, if you hold it all down and they start flashing and got the minus signs and you do it one more time, boom. I was at that stage 3 times, so I fell asleep with my phone in my hands. And I also realized, and I've said this before, sometimes like really, really late nights and early starts trying to get all the editing done. So that's the kind of like tiring side of it. And as I said to you previously, being away from home more regularly is challenging. And I know, like, lots of you have said, oh, you'd love to do it. And I think that's great. And if you can do it, you should. But be aware you might be away from your loved ones at regular intervals. So that's like a whole other layer of things that can be challenging. But that aside, it's awesome. I'm having so many experiences I never thought I'd ever have. I'm meeting the most amazing people regularly, people I don't know. You will remember from last week when I arrived back into London Heathrow, I was coming through arrivals, and there weren't people there waiting for me. They were waiting for the loved ones, but they recognized me. I've got people waving and going over and having a chat in arrivals with my case strolling through. It's just so nice. And literally that day, I'm walking through Basingstoke and someone wants to come up for a chat. It's lovely. It's so nice meeting all these amazing people. I love that. I love interacting with all of you. I love all of our engagement. I love the community that you make on Patreon. There's 555 patrons as of today. And that, as like here with you lot now, is another lovely community. And some of them are like meeting each other now. Some of them are organizing to see each other in their respective countries, and they're actually traveling. I think that's so cool. Isn't that cool? It's not something I thought I planned or thought would happen. It's just all happening naturally. How amazing is that? I think that's great. And I noticed when I'm looking at the chat, some of you recognize each other or get to know each other just through the chat, week on, week out. And, you know, all those things are just so, so lovely. So there's no regrets from me at all. I'm still happy to help do exams at my school. Bless them. They're still down in terms of staffing. It's really, really hard to recruit in teaching at the moment. It's getting harder and harder. And there are fewer and fewer people going through teacher training. And it's been the case for years now. And, you know, a number of years ago, we were all warning about it again and again and again. It's getting worse. There are lots of bad press, of course, about teachers and teaching. There was a period of time when it was horrendous and people just didn't want to do it. And then, you know, lots of stuff on you see in the media about behavior and poor behavior, and all this kind of stuff compounds the fact that there are just basically fewer people now going into teacher training, which is really sad. And you might say, well, you've come out of it. Yeah, I did my 25 years though, didn't I? Did that. So I think it's important for me when the team ask, can you come in and help do this? I'm happy to do the exams and stuff. I'm happy to help them. So yeah, that's a good thing to do. And also I'm ahead of schedule with my vlogs. I don't know if you've noticed, I've already uploaded Wednesdays, which is the journey, the voyage from San Francisco to Hawaii and the arrival into Hawaii and all the sea days and what you can get up to, what I got up to. And I've already uploaded the middle section, which is every day in Hawaii and what I did in Hawaii. And so that's already for next Saturday. So I'm ahead of schedule. Normally, when I've gone in to help at school, I'm not ahead of schedule, and it's like, oh my God, I'm never going to sleep. So I worked a bit faster and harder this time to be ahead of schedule, so that when I'm at school this week, I don't have to do loads and loads of editing as well. Phew! That was a long-winded answer, wasn't it? But it's a really complex question and answer, actually. And I still remember a few people, not necessarily in the room now, when I first said what I was going to be doing full-time, who were like, that's not going to work. You'll be back in the classroom again by Christmas or something. So thanks for the vote of confidence, you know. I'm not back in the classroom though, mate. I'm not. You know, isn't that funny? You could just either ignore, or you could say, oh, good luck. Or you could be a total meat sandwich, couldn't you? There's always a meat sandwich out there. Spam sandwich, spam fritter, pea. I was going to say pea fritter, but actually that's not fair on pea fritters. I love a pea fritter. Does anyone else like a pea fritter? Is that a UK thing? I love a pea fritter. Don't mind a spam fritter, actually. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. Let's get back to you, gorgeous lot. Headwinds, boom, back to a 10. Planning approved. Oh, look at that. That was fast work. Just been asked to warm up for Calvin Harris. Oh, that's awesome news. Where? Tell us. Where is that? When is that? That's fantastic. Look at that. Look how someone can go from a 4 to a 10 after 10 minutes of being on a Monday Night Live. I think I've just brought really good vibes to the Hadwins. That's what's happened. That's awesome. Okay, let's keep going. How many baby rats do you have? We love watching your vlogs. I don't know about babies anymore. We got 4, I suppose, babyish boys, but you know they grow up so fast. They're already like teenagers now. We've got a very elderly lady, bless her. She's the last surviving girl, and she's still going strong, actually. And then we've got our 2 adult boys. They're Dumbos. They're the ones with the big ears. They're massive fluff bunnies as well. I say they're the size of rabbits. That's how big they look. They are the most placid, gentle creatures you could ever imagine. All they want to do is sit and kiss and eat, probably. They're lovely. Hi, Harold. Lost Ashore is eating chicken dinners. No, winner, chicken dinner. Bahamas was cold in January this year. Okay, it won't be as cold as here. The train to Fort Lauderdale. Tri-Rail, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. It's something like $5 or $6 and takes about 40 to 50 minutes. So that's the one I was going to do, unless anyone's got a better idea. I know I could get an Uber. They're about $50, $60 minimum, I think, from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, and take about 50 minutes to an hour. So I thought it might be nice to try the train on this occasion. I'm not going to have a huge amount of luggage or anything. Nikki just booked the Ruby Princess to Hawaii in October for your 50th. Wow, that's amazing. Like this October. Very nice indeed. Someone else is turning 50 this year as well. I hope you enjoy the vlogs, and of course, if you've got any questions, please do ask. We've got thumbs up in the chat, but the thumbs up need to be clicked on up here, wherever they are on your screen. India visa is horrible and expensive. I didn't think it was expensive, and it was easy to complete, in my humble opinion. There are certainly more expensive visas out there. Susie, are you considering Legend of the Seas? Yes, I am actually. I think I've missed the boat with Icon in terms of it being a little bit newer and the prices are still high. Star of the Seas, considering. Legend, I've definitely seen one sailing that I could do, and the price is okay. I've said many times that I think Royal Caribbean for solos in particular really very overpriced. The one I saw was okay, and because it's quite a long way off, I thought I'd probably be all right with that. So yes, I am considering it, and I think I want to do one of those three in the next year or two, definitely. Maybe not a long cruise on it, but long enough to get a feel and get lots of footage for y'all. Neil going with Balletta. I love Balletta. To Iceland in June. Wife wanted some hot weather. Quite. You'll have to provide the heat, I would say, Neil. Absolutely. Yeah, I've got my visa already. Thank you, T. It was done within a day. Harold, did you see the big male statue and his package by the cable car? Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about the cable car from North Greenwich. I did see a big package or two there, actually, Harold. I did. Yeah. Impressive. Very impressive, I must say. Have you seen the packages, though? Terry, what's your opinion for the best cruise company with gluten? I don't know. I can't answer that because I don't need gluten-free food. So therefore, I see gluten-free food in buffets, on menus. I always film it, but I haven't tried it, and I haven't compared, if that makes sense. So I can't possibly comment on that, but maybe somebody else can. All I can say is every cruise I've taken, I've seen gluten-free food on offer. But I don't think it would be right for me to comment on that as someone who doesn't need gluten-free food. So maybe someone else can help with that one. Kerry, hi Jamie, hi Kerry, love your vlogs, thank you very much. They inspired us to do our first 2 cruises last year. Awesome. Compensation, oh no, that the only people who've got compensation from P&O with regards to the Malif issue are people who have taken them directly to court and have won. And of course they've won because P&O are totally in the wrong. So until Matthew and I sort out legal action, the answer is no, and they're still ignoring all of us. We still ask. In fact, I had an email just a couple of days ago from a lady about that, saying like she was really upset and she's been trying to get hold of them and they never respond. They won't. They're just ignoring all of us. It's absolutely disgraceful. And I know a few people out there are upset that I'm not sailing with them at the moment. And one person even suggested on my page I should just forgive them and move on. No, no, I don't have to forgive a multi-million-pound company. Thank you very much. Who's taking all of our money and ignoring us. I don't have to do anything like that. Thanks so much for sharing that information with me. The answer is no, but I have always been clear that the minute they communicate and resolve the issue, then I would consider it again. Although I think as time goes on, that's less and less likely, as I'm sure some of you will understand. That's not to say I don't think other people should sail with them. I've never said people shouldn't sail with them or they're terrible. When I was asked on the Sail Away podcast if I thought they were good value, would I recommend them, was asked. Naughty boys. And I said I was in the middle, like they can be good value. And they're a good way in for people looking to cruise for the first ever time. Having said that, I've noticed their prices really are starting to creep up. There was a time you could get a fjords cruise in an inside cabin for £600-700 each, and I've noticed that they are now going for at least £1,000 each for an inside cabin. So that's interesting. And also because I use Igloo and I filter with Igloo to see all the cruises leaving, not all of them, a lot of them, each month when I'm doing my research. And I can filter by solo as well. The solo fares on P&O are actually higher than some of the other cruise lines now. And that made me think there's been a lot of talk on some of the Facebook groups recently about solo supplements and how awful they are. And it's always at least double. It's not always at least double, by the way. And then I realized these people are only sailing with P&O. And, you try and suggest a different cruise line. Oh, no, not doing that. Well, you have to pay all that money then, won't you, if you want to go with P&O? So the prices they are noticeably going up, which is interesting. And I did say to you recently, you might remember when some of you said, oh, yeah, I would have liked to have done Cunard, but it's very expensive. My 2-week Cunard cruise as a solo was the same fare as 1 week on P&O, by the way, to the fjords. It was really good value. So there are deals out there. There are deals out there. If you have flexibility of time and you don't mind trying other cruise lines or ships, if you just like the one, then you're kind of stuck with what they've got. Right. I should visit Paris next year with the new expansions. When you say Paris, what expansions? Or are you talking about Disneyland Paris with their new lands? I'm not sure. Tell me, Brenda. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Lost Short is answering questions for me, which is very kind. Do flights get any easier? What do you mean? Flights home get any easier? I don't know what that means, Harold. They're always easy as far as I'm concerned, unless it's Malif with P&O. I've not had any issues with flights, so I'm not really sure I understand the question. I'm really sorry, my darling. Hi, Mr. Naughty Paul Green Chimney Sweep. He's not really a chimney sweep, I don't think, or is he? I think he might be, actually. Are you an actual chimney sweep? I'd love to know a chimney sweep. I would. He's late to the party. People are saying hello, hello, hello. Hi, Paul. Keith James. Keith and Christine on a 10 might... You're on the cocktails tonight on a Monday night. Respect to you. That's awesome. Lost Ashore is encouraging people to click on the thumbs up. 200 of us and only 100 thumbs up. 138 now, I think. It says 138 on my screen. So everyone's like, oh my gosh, Lost Ashore is speaking. We must do as directed. I don't have a huge amount of interest in visiting South Africa right now. It's not on my list. Maybe one day. The time zone thing, no, I take your point on that. But I don't necessarily mind the time zone thing so much. I just plan my time differently. That's what I was saying badly earlier, is that it's a factor that means I need to plan what I'm doing and when am I doing it a little bit differently. And also, when I was sailing back from Hawaii to Mexico, I worked as fast and hard as I could to do as much editing as I could, so that when I came back home, I could chill out a little bit more. So that's working better for me. Rob, do you think you will cruise with Ambassador again? The only way I would cruise with Ambassador again is if I knew, and I think I've been quite consistent with this answer, I didn't have to share a table with strangers for breakfast, lunch, dinner every single day of the cruise. I want a bit more flexibility than that. And it wasn't offered to me. And I did try to switch it up a little bit when I was on board, and I was met with a no, you will have to share. And even when there were ample tables available, I've said repeatedly, like when I'm filming, it's really intrusive to other people there. If I know it's only my phone, but like people are having their dinner, they don't need to see me filming everything right in front of me and talking, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't at all. people might say, "Oh, you're antisocial." No, I don't really care. I don't give a monkeys. I'm like, I'm there to actually film and report back. So it's not about me being at dinner making friends when I'm on these trips. So it's I feel like it's different for me. So yeah, I would give them another go if I didn't always have to share a table, or like if I were with Matthew and I just had a table with me and him, or with friends or something, then I would. Yeah, I would. But that's not the case yet, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see. But at the moment, I don't have any planned. Simon, it's a great community. Lots of wonderful people. Enjoyed my time with Cindy. Simon met Cindy. Cindy met Simon. We'll be visiting the UN and Long Beach with her and her partner. There you go. It's a small world. And I love the fact that you're creating a nice community. Is it hard being oh, I'm not famous and trying to enjoy a cruise? So if I were on a P&O cruise, the last time I was on a P&O cruise, it was very, very busy with people coming up. And when I was on the Virgin Voyages cruise with Matthew, that was very busy with people coming in and talking. I love that. Always very, very happy to have chats with people. I think it's fabulous. The only time it's been a little bit difficult is when I've been late for dinner and Matthew's with me and we're sort of charging to get somewhere, and I get stopped, and like what I'm not very good at is saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry, we're actually in a rush and we've got a reservation, so it's really nice to see you. I'll see you around later." That's kind of like what I try and do. And sometimes just the odd person has been a bit offended that I haven't stopped and had an actual full-blown chat. I mean, what can you do? You know, and I have to think about Matthew as well in those situations. It's like it's his holiday. It's not necessarily a holiday for me, but it's his holiday. And so therefore, if we are in a rush to get to dinner, for example, and he's ready to eat and he's hungry, then that's the only time it's ever been a bit like, "Oh God, I'm really sorry," and I feel awkward. You know, I do feel awkward about that because I don't want to upset anybody. But otherwise, it's awesome. I've had a good boogie with people who've come over. That was quite nice. I've had silent disco boogies with people that I don't know who came over, wanted some pictures, and then had a little dance. So it depends on the cruise line. Like the one I just did, Ruby Princess, it was, I don't know if you've watched the live from when I was at the terrace pool. This beautiful, lovely Canadian lady called Trish. I think Simon, who's in the room now, said, "Somebody get Jamie a coffee or something like that," or it was going to rain, wasn't it? And Trish, Canadian, beautiful Canadian, comes out of nowhere with coffee for me, and she's on the screen. I watched it back just a few days ago because I thought, what a lovely moment. So it was quite odd for me being on that cruise, thinking no one's going to recognize me from vlogging about cruises, to not realizing that there's some Canadians and Americans and Australians on board who did recognize me. And I think it's really nice because we just have a lovely chat. And also when I'm traveling solo, I don't feel like I'm traveling solo. There's always somebody around. So I think it's awesome. Oh, the woman who was shouting at me in Marks and Spencer down the aisle, that was funny. Because I don't assume someone's shouting at me. You know, I don't tune into it. And she's like running after me, wanting a picture in the aisle of Marks and Spencer. Oh, and that service station as well. That was so funny. I like it. It's nice. Like I said earlier, it's like just meeting people is one of the best sort of benefits of vlogging. It really is, but definitely not famous. Not famous, no. Barry says son is a science teacher and loves it. That's good. I loved being a teacher as well all those years. 25 years and inspired me to teach. Sorry about that, Lost to Shore. I did try and encourage you to do it. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Simon, question: will you be teaching any lessons? No. Oh, based on your new ventures. So the one thing that I will not do at school, and I've been very clear about this, is I will not do any teaching. I am not a teacher anymore. In my mind, when I go into school, I'm helping with things like exams. So I'm literally undertaking the exams with the students, or they might ask me if I will mark some exam papers, for example, or do some standardization, some moderation of exam papers. That is more of a kind of consultancy kind of role, and that is where I'm at and what I'm happy with. I wouldn't do any teaching. If it was something very specific, though, like a one-off kind of lecture, then I would do that, definitely. I don't know if you want to expand on that question a little bit, Simon. I hope I've answered that, and if not, please do add to that. Anita, I'm going on a mini break. Yay, Anita, you deserve it. To Belgium next week, and that will be my last holiday abroad before treatment starts. Oh, my darling. Doing a UK waterfall bucket list. Please visit waterfalls around the world for me. My darling, you are going to see a humongous waterfall, 442 feet in Hawaii, when that's released on Saturday. Can you please, so just reading that out to everybody, I won't go into details about our lovely Anita. You can probably work out what's happening there. But Anita, I wish you well, and it would be lovely if you're able to just at some point send a message to let me know how you're getting on, and whenever you can. I would love that, and I am thinking of you. Bless you. People are reading things wrong. That's okay. We all do that, don't we? Oh gosh, I feel like I'm way behind with these comments and questions. We've got things being retracted. Angela says, just looked at Disney Magic, several which are not bad price. Is the service? Oh my God, the service was awesome, Angela. It was fabulous. I've been on Disney Magic twice, and Disney Wish. In fact, all three ships, the service has been wonderful, and I really, really do enjoy the food on board. As someone who doesn't have kids, people think it was a bit weird you going on that. The adults only areas on Disney Magic in particular, I think are great. There's this whole upper deck, massive pool, hot tubs, bar, coffee shop that's only adults only, and there's a restaurant that's adults only, and a bar that's adults only, and they're really good spaces. So I can only say from my experience, the service was more than okay. It was awesome. It really was. Donna's going to be 62 weeks in the Caribbean. Oh, you see, I always say when I do the Caribbean cruises, I've got one with Morella in November to totally different islands. I always say, oh gosh, I'd love to do 2 weeks. Love to do 2 weeks. Elizabeth, this first ever live. Welcome on board, Elizabeth, and I can see people are also welcoming you. Spike, enjoy Orlando tomorrow. I'm wondering what you're going to be getting up to. Adam is asking about Yacht Club worth the kaching on MSC. It depends how much kaching. You can get some very good deals, and I've never hidden the fact that I love Yacht Club. My first experience was just being let in for a day, and Lost Ashore came with me actually. Then when I sailed with MSC and onboard Virtuosa for 5 days, I think it was, I had the Yacht Club experience for 5 days. Yes, paid for, by the way, by me. And then the next time I was in Yacht Club was a cheeky upgrade that I didn't pay for. I mean, I think it's amazing. It's dreamy. It's heavenly. But I wouldn't spend any amount on it. I think you have to just, it's great product. I would always do that if I could, but it depends on money. It depends how much you want it. You will have seen, Adam, you'll have seen pictures and vlogs and so on of it. So only you can decide. Sometimes you can put in a bid. You can like book a whatever cabin and then bid for an upgrade to Yacht Club. That's what I did, and I was successful with it. I was on a cruise that was out of school holidays, so it wasn't so busy, and I managed to get the upgrade, which was lucky, as did a number of other people who were speaking to me like, oh my God, we put in a bid. How much did you bid? I'm like, I don't want to tell you how much I bid, just in case I bid more than you. And I could, so a lot of people were successful in that. Pam, hi Jamie, looking forward to your Hawaii vlogs. Do you ever suffer with mosquito or other biting insects? No, not really. I have to be honest with you. In fact, I didn't get a single bite when I was in Hawaii. When I was in Bali, I got bitten right there, like on the first day. Nowhere else, just there. And it was massive. I was looking at some pictures of me in Bali recently, and I'm like, oh my God, look how red your nose is. So not usually, no. I do have like mozzie spray and stuff like that, but no, I don't really suffer from it that much, if I'm honest. So I'm sorry if you do. I'm going backwards with these, I know, because I missed lots. So I'm trying to make sure that I haven't missed. I've just seen pineapple spam. That's so funny. Okay, I'm back on track. Hi from Piano Iona. Hi, Becky. Hi, Becky. Hi, Becky. Barry says, ignore the negativity. I'm not sure what negativity I'm ignoring here. Was it that one person I was talking about? I don't give a monkeys about that. I really don't. I promise you. Pea fritter with ketchup, delicious. I agree with Simon on that one. What about a pea fritter in buttered white bread with a bit of ketchup? I'd have that. A little pea fritter sandwich. Some of you are like, pea fritters, yeah, pineapple or spam. It depends if you're talking about the swinging kind of pineapple, or you're talking about a pineapple fritter. I love a pineapple fritter, but I can't have all the syrup and stuff on it. So give me a bit of both. What about a spam and pineapple fritter, like ham and pineapple? You know, as a northerner, I've never heard of a pea fritter. Oh, you're not a real northerner, though. You're not. You just hide in a valley somewhere, and you don't see anybody. I'm sure I've had pea fritters up north. I lived up north, didn't I? So I'm sure. People have only just realised Port is in the house. That's because he's been well behaved. Anyone cruise with Ambassador? Yes, that would be me. I think we've talked about Ambassador. Oh, can you explain how to use a mobile phone in a different country without extra charges? I think someone's already answered that. I don't want to repeat people. I'll go down in a minute. Vicky Teese, Mama Teese wants to ask me, when are you having us all around for Sunday dinner? When I'm home for Sunday dinner. You can't have a Sunday dinner in my flat, though, in the summer. I refuse to make Sunday lunches in the summer because it gets too hot. So we'll have to be careful with that one. Had Wednesday, early 2026, a venue in London. I'm ready for London. I am. Ian, do you ever look back at your early vlogs? Because we've just done that watching Jamie's holiday channel. Not really. I'm too busy to be looking back at earlier vlogs. And they're not, I've never described those as vlogs either, by the way. I only started talking about vlogging and me being a vlogger when I was actually forward facing and talking and explaining and voiceovering. I don't consider the other videos, the earlier ones, as being vlogs necessarily. I think they were just sort of like holiday diaries, and I think that's where the key difference lies, actually. So no, I don't tend to watch any of my vlogs, to be honest with you. It takes so long editing them. By the time you finish editing them, you're like, oh God, I've had enough of that. Upload it and let's move on to the next one. Or the only time I haven't felt like that was doing the Bali ones, the San Francisco one, the Hawaii segment of the 3-part that I've just done. I mean, I loved making those. I was literally smiling all the way through it. I've actually made myself cry before editing some segments of my vlogs as well, which is funny. Or it's not funny, it's sad, it's terrible, it's emotional, it's emotion because I'm crying. Obviously, it's not funny. Crying's not funny. I did a lot of crying on that cruise, the last cruise. Joyful crying, reflective crying, if that is even a thing. Simon, eSIMs are best option when you're abroad. Speak with a network as some offer inclusive data. They do indeed. I don't actually access anything in that way. I always have Wi-Fi on the ships, and I use Wi-Fi in and out of restaurant if I'm ashore, restaurants, bars, cafes, and so on. And that has served me very well, to be honest with you. I haven't needed anything else. If I were in desperate need when I'm in the US, I turn on my data and it costs me £6 for as much data as you want for a 24-hour period. But I don't tend to do that either because there's Wi-Fi everywhere. In Hawaii as well, I didn't have a problem. In fact, when I was walking the rim of the crater of Kilauea, and there's a hotel there and there's a coffee shop, and like I had great Wi-Fi there. People are seconding Vicky's request for Sunday dinner. Do you make a good Sunday lunch? I must say it's true. Right, now I've answered those questions. I've said Spike, have an awesome time in Orlando, and I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going? Andrew Fiordi is looking at Legend of the Seas for August 2026. Can't remember when I was looking at it for. Can't remember. 60s, we've got you covered for that. I've covered the Disney magic. Gosh, we're already nearly an hour in. Can you believe it, folks? That's unbelievable. Lost Shore, our Royal Cruise we booked in dollars, so it was converted to being cheaper. Awesome. That's good. And yes, always worth checking. John and Claudine. Claudine is turning 50 this year too. When you say two, you mean as well as you, John? I don't know anyone else who's turning 50. I don't. You're off to Disney World. Hurrah! I'm going to Disney World. You're welcome, Terry. I don't know if it's just honesty about that. I think it's more like not giving you bad advice. I would never want to do that. Ever. Steve says, would you say being a full-time YouTuber has met your expectations? I have to be honest with you. I didn't have any expectations. My goal was to earn a living and make enough money to be able to pay the bills and still go on trips to generate more content. That was my goal, and maybe my bar was very low. So I suppose from that perspective, it has met my expectations because everything is going as I had hoped. I try not to think about it too much, if I'm honest with you. And the reason is it feels very weird to have taught for 25 years and then stop and do something like this is so different. If I think about it for too long, it really does blow my mind, and not necessarily in a good way. It can actually panic me when I'm thinking, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you thinking of? And like I get imposter syndrome and all that kind of stuff, you know, and then I have to sort of snap out of it. So I've tried not to have expectations. As a minimum, it's been about, okay, I'm going to enjoy this experience, and I hope I can provide people who have supported me for a long time with lots of new, different experiences, and that they get something from it as much as I do. And I suppose that's always been my goal. At the same time as being able to pay the bills, which is quite important, of course. So it's been a journey. It's been a steep learning curve. I mean, some of you out there, you're self-employed. If you go from my security net of teaching, and it's always been very secure for me, very fortunate, to something like this, it's a quite scary leap. It really is. I like doing tax returns, for example. It's like, oh, I don't want to make any mistakes. It's fine. I hope all the other YouTubers out there, cruise vloggers, doing their tax returns. Say no more. Terry says, Fred Olsen was awful for gluten-free. They refunded the whole cruise. Wow, that really surprises me. Like my experience on Fred Olsen, when I've asked for specific things or things to be cooked differently, is that they are very happy to do so. So they really missed the mark with that one. Tina, hi Jamie, first time I've managed to catch you live. Hi, wanted to say love your vlog. Say hi to Matthew. I will do. Matthew, Tina says hi. He's like, what? Who's Tina? Lost Short says hi. Everyone says hi. Hey, welcome. I'm going to wrap up in a minute, by the way. Okay, I'll see if I can get through all of these. Dave says, hi Jamie, wife and I are going on a 12-night Arctic Circle cruise in October. Yay! Booked several excursions yesterday and can't wait now. Oh, I have to say, sailing that part of the world is amazing. Love that part of the world, and looking forward to doing it again in January with Fred. Someone saying, is this P&O? I don't know what that question is in reference to, I'm afraid. Oh, you were talking about when I was talking about some of the prices going up and expensive for single or solo traveler. Yes, I was referring to P&O as a company where the prices I've noticed have gone up, and next year in particular by a number of £100 per person. I do think they've been good value over the years, though, and they've tried to hold steady with those prices, but they are now definitely going up. Yeah. So I think people will start looking at other cruise lines and realize you can get cheaper, actually. Anyway, Lost Ashore. People who only sail with one cruise line hurt my brain. Oh, it doesn't need to hurt your tiny little brain, though. Whatever floats people's boats or ships, I think is important, isn't it? I like the variety, and also I wouldn't be much of a cruise vlogger if I didn't show you different experiences. It's my own opinion. Not only that, though, I do get quite itchy feet now, and I'm like, oh, I did that cruise line, I want to do something else. I was on P&O 5 times last year. Some of the same person moaning about how you're not going on P&O, thousands of people like them. I literally sailed with them 5 times last year. It's like, goodness me, give me a break, please. I do fuel cruises solo with P&O for 900, 2023. It's now, 1,300. And when I was looking, by the way, it was 1,600 for a solo to do a 1-week P&O to the fjords. 1,600 for solos, Becky. I have to be honest with you, most cruise lines are good for solos because most cruise lines have solo meetups every single day. I find Morella don't just do the solo meetups, but they actually have a letter waiting in your cabin for you, which invites you to an initial meet with some of the officers there as well for solo passengers. And they hosted breakfast for us, which I thought was a great idea. So Morella actually, I think, probably cater for solos better than most. The only cruise line I've been on that didn't cater for solos was actually Costa. Someone was trying to defend that the other day. I'm like, you can't defend it. They don't do anything for solos. And you can say, oh, yeah, but if you're brave enough, you can go and like mingle. And I'm like, right, but that's not catering for solos, is it? It's like they don't cater for solos. So I'm very fired up about that one. It's like if they don't cater for solos, you can't defend and how you can get around that. It's like, cater for solos. It's really easy. Even if you just put something in the program, Costa Cruises, solo unhosted solo meetup here this time every day. That's really not a hardship, in my personal opinion. And cruise lines, not that anyone's listening, stop calling them single meetups. It's not single. Single means that you're single. Not everyone who's traveling solo is single. It's solo. Get off my soapbox. I hate that. Single supplements as well. It's like it's a solo supplement. Single bloody cruise line, bloody managers and leadership. Rob says MSC a great value. There, I mean, yeah, some of the prices for Preziosa. MSC know what they're doing. Direct competition with P&O, cheaper prices, and like P&O, they hope people are going to spend more money when they're on board on drinks and specialty dining, that kind of jazz, isn't it? Yeah. Paul is awesome, if not a little mischievous. A little? He is lovely, though. He's lovely. Right, folks. I know I haven't answered everybody's questions, and I didn't get to the last, I don't know, 20 comments. So I'm really sorry about that. But I don't want to overstay my welcome. I will be with you. I'm sure I will be with you next Monday, one last time before I head off on my next travels, which will be the Friday, I think. Yeah. Also, I can't bloody remember. I need a PA. I don't remember what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Anyway, have a fabulous week ahead. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your kindness earlier as well. I did see your lovely messages, but I didn't want to linger that one too much. Anita, if you're still here, take care. I am thinking of you. And listen, everybody, I'll see you. I really hope you enjoy the Hawaii vlogs that start on Wednesday. For me, the Wednesday one is awesome. It's the journey from San Fran to Hawaii. But for me, one of my favorite vlogs I've ever made is definitely the one when I'm in Hawaii for the 4 days, and that one's out on Saturday. So genuinely hope you enjoy them. I'll be really gutted if you like, oh, it's not very good, Jamie. I put my heart and soul into it. So take care, everybody. I will, of course, see you around online. And I do love all of you tonight because I really feel like we need a bit more love in the air. Take care. Lots of love. Mwah.